Hey, Terry, we're going. Oh boy. Our countdown here in our office is not being completely clear to us, so we're hoping we're online. Can everybody, where it says see something nice in the bottom right corner, just say aloha, hello? We see a lot of communication so far, but which is wonderful. Nice, Bella's on here. Thank you. Does everyone hear us, or are we not live? I know you know that. That's good. Anyone else? There we go. Milo's mom. Alexa. Okay, very cool. So we're good. Bella is on twice, and hopefully can hear us. Beautiful. Okay, everyone. Thank you, and good evening and good morning. We know people are joining us from all over the world, and we hope this is not too inconvenient for everyone. It just seemed like it was the most all-around convenient time for everyone, and we do apologize if you had to get out of bed early or you're missing work or anything like that. We'll try to get through this real quickly. And I would just like to introduce and give a quick myself and others who none of this could happen without. And we'll do that and then turn it over to some of us, our specific staff, who will give you much better and more comprehensive information than I ever could. So my name is Eric, and I am one of the owners of the summer camp with my wife, Terry. And we, just to backstory, have run a local, when I say local, in Los Angeles, California, summer camp on the beach, which is principally a day camp. And that means the kids come to camp in the morning on the bus and then return home in the evening on the same bus after they spend their day at camp. But obviously this is much different. This is a sleepaway camp experience, which we've been doing now for 6 or 8 years. We had an interruption for COVID in 2020, but we started doing this back, I believe, in 2015 in Hawaii. And this is just like an overnight summer camp that you would send your kids away to anywhere. It's just the difference is that this is happening in the Hawaiian Islands. So by wave of good luck, we've been able to find a actual summer camp property that runs their own summer camp prior and ends August 1st. And then we come in and use their property, and they lend their staff to us and their meal hall and all of their activities and all that. So then we can use the property for a couple of weeks. And that's how this principally goes. Now, we're very lucky. By default, my background, as we explained, is day camp. And people like Abby, next to me, Jocelyn, and others are like coming from, they work in day camps too, but they have specific overnight and sleepaway camp experiences. Like Jocelyn works at a camp in Catalina where she's in charge of the Marines, or was in charge of the Marine Science Program. Abby is one of our day camp directors, but when the day camp, for her day camp session ends, she goes to, and this is Abby, it doesn't say her name, but when the day camp session ends, she'll go to Hawaii and work at that program. Noah, at least from our perspective, what we're looking at is Noah is in our upper left-hand corner, and he's waving, and Chase is his middle name, not his last name. He's my son, so that's Noah Naftalin. And where it says Kiana Kim, are they frozen?
Yeah. We're all together.
Oh, they're Kim. Okay, cool. So Josh is in the middle, and Josh and Noah wins. And anybody feel free to type in there. Please get a haircut or get haircuts. And so that's Josh and Noah, and they're twins, and they're 21, and they both work at the camp also. And Kiana is there's Kiana. Kiana's working with us also. She works at the day camp. All of us work at the day camp and are going to go operate the sleepaway camp. And then there's Jocelyn up in the corner there, at least our corner, and David to Jocelyn's left, I guess, or right. I don't know. And then Bella, we see two of Bella. Hopefully she can hear us, but she's joining us also. And then myself, Eric, and then Abby. And so we are, and who you don't see is Terry. And I'm going to throw out Terry's phone number. Most of you, I'm hoping, have received our family handbook. which describes like what to wear and bring and different deep apologies for the dogs. I'm so sorry. We're, Terry is trying to control them, but that's not working, obviously. So we'll put Terry's phone number in the bottom corner here, and can't see hardly, but we're going to talk about cell phones and things like that in a few. There we go. So that number, thank you, is Terry's cell phone. So if there's any sort of an emergency or you need to ask a question that needs to get to us, please remember that we are on site supervising and interacting with the children all day and night, 24/7, since it's a sleep-awake program. So it'll be very difficult for us to communicate with you. Of course, if they're meaning instantaneously, it would be. We'll always be available. But Terry will be able to, if you want to reach us, please text or call that number day or night, and she'll be able to reach us. Of course, if there's anything that we need to get in contact with you from our end right away, we will do that immediately also. And so what we'll talk about now, I'm going to just ask each of the people joining us. I always hated that as a student in school. Can we go around and say hello and say our names and introduce ourselves? But I think it would be nice just to get some sort of personality, so we learn so you could at least hear their voices. Be a nice thing to do. So I'm going to go with Noah first. Yeah. Just say how what you do and all that.
What's up, everyone? I'm Noah. This is going to be my second summer in Hawaii. I am one of the head surfing instructors in Hawaii with my twin brother Josh to my left. But yeah, we're excited to get going. Like I said, this is going to be my second year, so I'm ready to make this one a good one.
I'm in a similar boat as my brother. Like you mentioned, we're identical twin brothers, if you guys weren't able to tell. But we're both really excited. Similar to Noah, I'm going to be helping out with surfing mainly, but I'm really excited for this trip, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm Kiana. I've never been to Hawaii before with the camp, but I'm really excited for this year, and I'm really looking forward to it.
We pass it on.
Yeah.
Let's pass it on. Jocelyn, you're muted. Yeah. Jocelyn, I think you're muted.
Still can't hear.
It might be a microphone.
Oh, maybe the mic. David, can you say something? No, we can't hear you. Well, that's all right. That's Jocelyn and David. If you get it, usually when we hover over something here, we can
They're not.
No. Yeah, I think it's your guys' mic. Yeah, it's okay. And okay. So Jocelyn and David. Jocelyn worked with us last year. David joining us this year. This is a loaded up dude. I spent about 5 or 10 minutes talking to him on the computer a month or two ago, and we had a lot of people asking for this position, and he by far and away was most impressive. So we are lucky and happy to have him, and I'm bummed we can't hear their voices, but they're good people. So Bella, can you hear us or no? No? Okay. Bella's Kiana's roommate at UCLA. They're UCLA students. We feel we're Trojan fans here, so we can let that slide for right now. And then we'll just go ahead and get into specifics. And this we remember Ethan, I know, and in fact, since I just said Trojan fans, I remember Ethan wearing a UCLA hat or shirt when he came. Right on. And so if anyone has questions, we'll do our very best. Where it says say something nice, you can put that in the corner, and we'll try to respond to everything. Okay. All right. we'll try to respond to everything. And okay, nice, Lisa. Okay, when we finish, we will confidently, I could say with confidence, we'll be able to have answered everyone's questions. We won't leave here without. But we will also say that this will be recorded, so we'll send this out afterwards to everybody. And also, this chat and this thing on Crowdcast will stay up here. We won't be here, obviously, but we'll check in from time to time. You can always return here and put, we'll give you the address and all of that. So that but you're going to fly with us, right? Fly don't worry, USC. Nice. Aloha, Amber, and hi to Heath. Okay, so I'm going to give you kind of like three quick topics we'll touch on, and then anything that I'll let Abby talk about, and anything that we need to go beyond that. We're glad to do that. I've said we've been doing this several years, so we are committed to delivering for your kids like the best camp experience they've ever. This is an epic, amazing thing that unfortunately every kid in the world doesn't get to do. Those who do, putting together a good, fun, safe, amazing program that they'll remember forever. We know what that looks like, and we're gonna deliver that for you. So I think I'm gonna turn it over to Abby, and she's gonna talk about things like travel arrangements or details, how the cabins work out, sort of a general, but we'll kind of avoid specifics right now as far as an activity program, but at least so that you have a rough idea of how things would happen from day to day, night to night, etc. So is that good?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, I'll move.
Yeah. All right. Hi, everyone. I don't even think I got a chance to introduce myself.
Oh, sorry.
No
That's,
worries.
That's me. That's me.
No, I just want to make sure. I'm Abby. I am one of the directors at the day camp, and also this will be my third time in Hawaii now. And I'm very excited. So just going over some of the things Eric mentioned. So in terms of travel, just want to cover a few things that have come up and that I just want to make sure are really covered. So for one thing, for our campers who are flying with us, we're going to send an email about this as well. But we are really excited to have our campers flying with us. I just want to make sure parents know we are going to be packing snack bags for all the campers, but we do recommend packing them a meal for the plane. We will have dinner.
Oh, we're out. This
All
is
right.
real life,
Hi,
obviously.
everyone.
Okay.
So sorry, we're having some technical difficulties.
That's like plans, yes.
Best laid plans, of course. Technology is your friend until it isn't. Okay. There's still an echo? That any better?
I think that
Okay,
should be
perfect.
better. Okay.
All right. So sorry about that. Okay, so I think where I was leaving off was in terms of flying with us to Hawaii. Oh, is the echo still going?
Oh, yeah.
We can't hear it on our screen chat. Okay. So in terms of flying to Hawaii, we do ask that parents pack a meal for their camper on the flight. We will have dinner at our mess hall once we get to camp, but it is an early flight. So it's always great to have the campers have a lunch for that time. Again, we'll pack some snack bags, so they'll be covered there. But definitely prepping them with a meal would be great. And then, do you want to go over any other travel specifics?
Sure. Yeah. So we have a number of different ways campers are getting to camp and back and forth. Some are being we are all in Los Angeles right here, and so we're going to be flying in with a group of campers on August 1st, and other families. So those kids will meet us at LAX in the morning, and we'll send more information about specific times and all that. And when we get to Hawaii, with the kids will fly with our counselors, and then when we get to Hawaii, we will meet some other campers there, and then we'll have transportation arranged from the airport to the camp, which takes about 45 minutes. And then when we get to camp, there will be a third group of families that are going to be dropping off their kids at camp on the day of the first. This is for the first session, and that will go on the until the 6th of August. And then those who are flying home on the 6th will some again be picked up at camp, one group, and some others will drive back to the airport to meet their parents, and then the third section will go back home with us to Los Angeles on the plane. There will be several campers staying that overnight from the 6th of August until the 7th when the new group comes in, and there's going to be about 20 to 25 kids with our staff that overnight, and we have that layover day or two. Lots of activities planned. All the meals will be provided still. It will be continue uninterrupted for them, the program will. And then on August 7th, the same counselors that flew back on the 6th are going to go back again on the 7th with a group of children to meet, and then the repeats again. So we sent out a form. Some families have signed up since this form went out, but this form was like a how are you going to get to camp type of survey form, so that we've put together a list on our end of who's flying with us, who is getting picked up at camp, who's meeting at the airport, and so on and on. And so what we'll do is, if you have, I think we do know by now most of everyone's arrangements, but we'll make sure that we send that travel detail form again to you. And this is probably going to come on Saturday or Sunday morning, along with the inventory. We have to inventory still the doctor's health form, the permission to treat minors in Hawaii form, all these required forms and waivers that the host camp, which is called Camp Mokulāea, requires on their end, so we can use their kayaks and all this stuff. So this is all going to come to you on this weekend. It will say, these are the forms you're missing, these are the forms you're not missing, and this is how we have you for travel. If this is right or wrong, please tell us, and so on. So that's how that's going to work. Please keep an eye out. If it doesn't come Saturday, we didn't forget. But by noon on Sunday, this will be like 2 weeks away from going to camp. And if you don't have your forms in, it's not a huge issue, because it takes 15 minutes to fill out and send back to us. Email back, whatever you're going to do. So that's how the travel will work. And I can tell you, just like right now, all of us are going to be flying there now. Bella, who you see on the screen, David, Jocelyn, me, Abby, Josh, Noah, Kiana, we're all going to be going on the 1st of August together. And then I know we're meeting campers at the airports. We have transportation from the airport, and that's how we will get kids to camp. Okay. And this email that comes this weekend is going to also have the specific times. I think our flight is like at 9:30 or something like that. So we'll want to get there by 7:15 in the morning on Monday. Please give yourself time for traffic, because if there's a group of 30 of us traveling together, they won't let us check in if there's 29 of us. So it's very important to be on time on Monday travel days, we've had our mishaps and unexpected things go down over the years. But if everything is correct, we hope we'll be there by like 1:30 at the airport, and to camp by by like 3:30 or 4. Yeah.
And then I'm seeing some questions come up in the chat as we're going through things. So for one of them, campers will have the opportunity to buy food at the airport. But again, as we say, with travel, you never know. Some things get delayed. So I think it's always best to, send campers with at least something. But they definitely will have time if we have downtime in the terminal to grab food. And then the next question is, will kids have phones on the plane? Yes. So kids are allowed to have their technological devices for all travel. We will just be taking them when we get to camp. A counselor, like Eric and I, will be holding onto the phones. We'll keep them in a safe location or whatever other devices you send. So if you feel comfortable sending them on the plane with them, you're welcome to. Or the next question is, or should we take them when we meet with the group at the airport? You're also welcome to do that if your camper has other things to keep themselves entertained on the plane, and you'd rather hold on to the device yourself, you can do that as well.
If you're driving yourself, then we'll have dinner. That will be our first planned meal, and we have activities that evening so the time, whether it's the first session or the second one, will probably going to be, you want to be there by like 4:30 to be on the safe side. I think that's correct, but I could be wrong. I mean, we if we get in at 1:30 and get there by 4, let's say 5 o'clock, because the dinner will be at 6. That'll give us enough time to meet everyone, put our stuff into our cabins, and all that. I don't think that's gonna be as late on the second time. Maybe I'm just rethinking what I just said, because people will already be there for the August 7th. But you can come a little bit earlier. But on the first day, I would say first day meaning August 1st, between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Yeah, and there will be a check-in table. You'll get your campers will get name tags. And learn your cabin groups and all of that. And Bella, we also forgot to say Bella, or no, we did say Bella is a UCLA student, right? Because we said that with Kiana, they were roommates, and so this is a very painful thing for me to deal with. Okay, we can overlook it. Okay.
Okay, so some of the next questions, in terms of where do we meet at LAX, we will be meeting at a terminal. We will send all the specific information on that.
Yes, this will be United. It'll be United Airlines that we're gonna meet at, and if you're meeting us at the airport, I know there is a handful of people. Then you'll meet us at United Baggage Claim on the arrival day. I think at 1:30. But for now, it's a typo. But for now, you would meet us at like 1:30 at the baggage claim. Yeah.
Perfect. And then, yes. So how and when do parents get photos of the kids at camp? That brings us into a great segue into a next topic, which is our communication to you all while we're at camp. We will be sending newsletters with as much frequency as we can, with some attached photos, a detailed description of what we did that day. So you all will be getting those updates while we're at camp. And then in addition to that, we will have most likely a Facebook page. That's typically how we've done it in the past, that we will be adding photos to every day. So we'll make sure we send out that Facebook page link ahead of time. All of you will be able to be added to that. You'll see really like hundreds of photos every day of all the kids doing their activities. So photos will be a constant. We'll send out those newsletters as often as we are able. And then the next one, can kids have phones to say hi to parents? That's another great topic. So with our technology policy, we don't allow the kids to use their phones while at camp. This is an exception for the campers who are staying with us for 2 weeks. We'll have an opportunity during that changeover day, when our 1 week campers are heading home and our next group is coming in. They will have the opportunity to make a phone call home during that time. So for our 2 week campers, they will get a phone call in between weeks. So you can probably expect that over the weekend. Try and have your phone on you. Your camper will most likely be making a call during that time. And then we'll also be allowing for their group cabin activity 1 day each week for 1 session campers as well. to write a letter that we will send to you with an update on how they're doing. So that will be really the big extent of communication while they're actually at camp. And yeah, I think that's everything on that.
Yeah, we will have Instagram. Right now, there is an Instagram that we have that we don't put much on, but when it's Robin, it is for everyone. It's at Aloha Beach Camp Hawaii, and that's the Instagram. So don't do just plain Aloha Beach Camp because that's the day camp one, but we'll put it on Instagram, photos every day at Aloha Beach Camp Hawaii. Yeah.
And that is a great point. I'm happy to also make potentially like a cloud photo drive as well that we can send out, because Instagram's great. We'll definitely put a lot of pictures on there, but with like the Facebook, we'll be able to put hundreds, versus Instagram, that's a little bit more limited. So I can definitely make a secondary platform to make sure everybody's able to see the photos. So that is a great question.
Could I just ask, I'm so sorry, but Jocelyn and David, try to say something now and just see it. Does it work now? Can you talk? Nothing. Okay. No, can't hear. That's all right. Okay, sorry.
No worries. No, great. Okay, so let's see, any questions?
No passport. You don't need, unless you're, are you in the United States, Chris? Or if for those of you outside of the country, the United States, then you'll have to have a passport. But okay, we'll get to medication. Great, thank you, Kelsey. But for those of us in the U.S., you won't need a passport to travel. And there used to be these strict COVID restrictions, like policies. We don't have to. If you feel you're in the U.S., so you don't have to have a passport. Yeah. Oh, however, we do want to know, for those flying with us, how you want your camper's name spelled on their ticket, exactly how you want it. If they're, I think, 17 and under, they don't even need ID because they'll be with us. But we do want to have their, specific. We have their date of birth. I think we already have it. But if you want to just email us, I think everybody has our email by now. Then we could be sure the plane tickets are spelled with your children's names correctly. We are not requiring a COVID. We would prefer you to show us a negative COVID test prior to campers coming. We're not going to require. All of us will be back. I can't read.
Which children that would be?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So if you're under the age of 17, you don't need identification to fly. So if your child, which everyone should be, is under the age of 17, then we don't need identification for them, only for those counselors who are older than 17. So we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. So anyway, so we do have, should anything happen, if your kids are most comfortable and more, I read something the other day that said, like, here in LA, it's basically imminent that we're going to have to wear masks inside pretty soon again. So the airlines don't have that right now. They did last time we went and up until recently. But if you feel comfortable, or your child feels more comfortable in a mask, that would be perfectly fine. We would like a negative COVID test, proof of that. I think we asked for that in the family handbook. I'm not sure. But just within 2 days of going, it can be at home test if that's easiest for you. But should anything happen there, we'll let you know. And we have an infirmary and a camper. The campers will be isolated, and we're all set to do that. This is an American Camp Association accredited camp, so we have everybody is, we have CPR, first aid, lifeguards, everything. There's a nurse on site. I think also in the family handbook, we have said like how close the nearest hospital is and all of this kind of thing. So any sort of an emergency, like a minor scrape, a bruise, or something happens like that, we will treat it on site, document it in writing, and let you know. But if it's like more severe, then instantaneously we'll contact you. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think that next question is about medication at camp. So you should have filled out a like doctor's form that was sent to you.
Yes, correct. So that, well, the doctor, him or herself, should be sending us the form.
Yeah.
So when you signed up, there was there was like a general information for you to do. You know, is there anything in particular any medications, things you want to know that we need to know about, that kind of thing, just basic health info. But everybody should have the doctor's health form completed, and we have received a new number of those back. The camper's doctor should complete that. If you need that, we'll also include a link into. Well, I'll send this out tonight after we're done. I'll send a link to the doctor's form and all the other forms, and then this weekend we'll send you another one that will say what we're missing from you. Yeah.
So then all medication that is documented in either the initial form that you filled out or the doctor's form that gets sent over to us, we make note of that. We have a list of everyone who takes medications, what time it needs to be taken. Counselors or campers will be staying in cabins with 2 counselors. Their counselors will have that information. They will know which of their campers take medication. If your camper is like decently self-sufficient in the fact that they're able to hold on to the medication themselves, their counselor will just offer them the reminders about when they need to take it. If you would feel more comfortable with the counselor themselves holding onto the medication and distributing it for the camper, we can also do that. Just let us know if that is your preference. But we will be reminding kids about their medication at the times that they need to take it. And then...
That's Milo's mom. Yeah. No, that's the same form. So Kelsey, you're good. Yeah, you don't have to do it twice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want it?
Okay, yeah. So Josh and Noah and others may be too, but they are finance majors, business and finance majors, and they are incredibly adept and astute at managing money and stuff. They help me do it all the time. So they will, if you want to turn in, your campers are more than welcome to hold on to their money if you feel like they're responsible enough to spend it, or the boys can manage it for you. We've said $150 to $200, I think. I mean, how often are we going to places that they would want to spend? All the meals, sometimes we're going to go on field trips. I should have said this, I'm sorry. If you were here for, like, let's think of a 5-day session and then another 5-day session, each of those 5 days or 6-day sessions, I would say we're going to be half the time at the camp doing activities, or a little more than half the time, and then less than half the time doing field trips and things like that. Anytime we're offsite, all the meals and all that will be covered by the camp. But if the kids do want to buy things, then maybe a couple $100 would be the right way to go. And we'll do our best. There have been kids in the past who blew the $200 within hours. So if that happens, we'll loan them the money. But we do our best to say, you need to slow down. You have to spread this money out. Or we're looking for other comments that we may have missed. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, in terms of where we're spending money, we do have a few field trips where the kids will probably want some spending money at least. We do go to Dole Pineapple Plantation. They tend to love getting that Dole Whip. Everybody does best. And then we also do spend a day half surfing in Waikiki. Half of the time they will be able to walk around like the Ala Moana shopping center there. So kids might want to buy, a treat there, things like that. So really that's up to your discretion. We do recommend that couple hundred, but if you're not comfortable, as I can see, nervous, we do have some younger campers we know, giving the kids that much money to hold on to themselves. Again, whether you're at the airport, whether you're meeting us at camp, you can always give it to one of us. We will make sure to put it in a bag with their name on it and make sure to monitor that for them. So you are definitely welcome to do that as well. And then the last question, how many kids are there in the first week? So our first week, we have 63 now, I believe, total campers. It's a pretty even split, but slightly more girls than boys in that first week. And I think that's the last question we got. Oh, another one. What time should we drop in? for second session?
That's really maybe closer to after lunchtime. Probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon would be a good time. The campers eat lunch at 8. I'm sorry, breakfast at 8, and then again at noon for lunch. 1 o'clock. I would say 2 o'clock would be a good time for the second week. We have 35 or 40 campers. The way this works is that because this camp, because we're able to get this camp because the children in Hawaii go back to school on August 1st, July 31st, and then the camp becomes vacant. The reason we don't we have fewer the second week, it's like Abby said, I think 64, and then 35 or 40 is because there are a number of kids from Hawaii the first week attending, and from other I don't know what I mean by a number, 5 or so, and then kids from who have to go back to school. But the campers that are joining us this second week are obviously still out of school. There's just fewer of them. The age range is the same pretty much, and all of it is what is it, like 8 to 16? It's like 6 to 6, 7 to 16. Yeah.
Okay, so then kind of going back to the age and how are the bunks arranged? Yes, they are arranged by gender and then by age. So there will be 2 boys' cabins for both sessions and 3 girls' cabins, and they will be arranged by age. There are separate rooms within the cabins. So each cabin, for the most part, holds 16 people. And it's really broken up into 3 individual bedrooms and then 1 main room that also has bunks in it. So we don't assign the kids to the specific rooms. That typically ends up being who they're friends with, who they meet on the plane, who they want to hang out more with. But in general, the cabin itself will be divided by age. And then do we pick up at baggage claim at LAX? Yes. On the flip side of the end of the session, it will be at baggage claim.
Please don't when you do meet us at the baggage claim, please do not. I know we know you're going to be really excited to see your kids and stuff, but very important that you just don't get the bags and leave. So please check in with one of us before you go home from the airport. Yeah, so we know that the kids have gotten off safely.
And then, so the age range for both weeks is 7 to 16. And for the kids who are staying both sessions, will they be housed together or they'll get a new group of kids? So yes, they will get a new group of kids. Obviously, some kids will still be together. We do have a large group that is staying for both sessions. So just depending on who's in their cabin the first week, some of those kids will definitely still be there for the second week, but also they will get a new batch of campers during that second week. So a little bit of both. They will not specifically be in one cabin together just because they're staying for both weeks. It will still be just by gender and age. And then how many kids will be in the 7 to 8 range in the first session? We do have a lot of campers in that age range. I would say probably somewhere close to, I would say about 10 in the 7 to 8 range. Under 10, I would say is closer to 15 in that first week. It's just a general guess, but there definitely are a lot of campers that are younger. So how many kids are staying in one room? Hi, Bella's dog. So cute. So how many kids are staying in one room? There will be, so again, the cabins are divided. There's 16 people to a cabin. There'll be 3 bedrooms with 2 bunk beds in each room. So that would be 4 campers per room. Some of the cabins are full during that first week. Some of the cabins are not. So there might be 1 extra bed or it will be 4 of them, depending on that. And then here we go. If we originally served both weeks, that's.
Are you only going to do 1 week now, or because I haven't? Yeah, we could talk about that, I guess, because I know you wanted 2, 1, 2. Is it, if it's back to 1? Just let me know. Like, let us know as soon as you can, because especially because Yana's flying with us, so Yes, we're gonna have Jocelyn is gonna do hula dancing. We have a campfire a couple nights, so Jocelyn will, and we're gonna go a place where they can get. Can you make sure? So please tell us about if you're gonna only come 1 or 2 weeks, Febby, as soon as you can, because we have to. I have to tell the airline, which we have 3 flights within that August 1st to August 12th. So can you make sure the kids put on sunscreen all day, all the time?
Yeah, we're well aware the Hawaiian sun is a powerful thing. So we will definitely always remind them to bring sunscreen wherever we go and to put it on while we're at camp. And we'll be doing it too. So definitely we'll be offering lots of those reminders for everybody.
Jocelyn is, and Abby is. I know Kiana is, and I've never seen Bella, but I'm sure she is too. Insane. They're all insane dancers. And I know that Jocelyn is knows the hula, so we're definitely going to be working on that. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes. So sunscreen for sure. So there's 50 people who have signed up to attend tonight, and we're 40 minutes. We know everyone's on a different 41 minutes time schedule. Yes, we will let you know exactly to the minute what time and when to meet for pickup and drop. Some of the kids are old enough, and we can just remind them. We prefer this to be in the original container, or like send a written note with instructions, or we can hold the medication in our first aid kit and then administer. However, we can't physically touch it, but we could, facilitate it. Should they bring a pillow? Good question. Yes. Like a fitted sheet, I think it is, and a pillow. Yes. And or a sleeping bag, either or. Yeah. And then what did I want to say? I'm sorry. Yeah. So out of the 50, 35 have shown up. So if we want to make sure all 35 of us are comfortable right now before we say goodbye, I think all I know is that it should have wheels, just so it's easier, because the kids are carrying their stuff around, luggage we're talking about. You might want to check the.
Is there a weight requirement?
Abby says, "Is there a weight again? We're frozen." I'm see myself moving. Sorry, but I will check the United Air. I'll do this also. Maybe it's different for a group. I think maybe we get certain benefits, like what we get free luggage instead of paying for it. Oh, it's good. Okay, cool. So we can find that out for you, but you could also check the United site. I think it is a 50-pound limit. Yeah. And talk about the food that the kids will be served at camp, of course. Okay, cool. You want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the food that the kids will be served at camp. This is a great question. I always went to sleepaway camps growing up, and I know that food is often not the best at sleepaway camp, but I have to say that the campsite that we stay at in Hawaii does an excellent job of providing really great food. There's always a very balanced meal at every meal. They always provide a little dessert after dinner. And so there will always be options. Typically for lunch, they do some sort of salad bar in addition to whatever the meal itself is. There will always be vegetarian options, vegan options, all of that. So just please make sure to specify that, again, in either of those forms that have been sent out already, so that we know, so that the camp can prepare extra of those things, gluten-free, any of that. But they do a really great job of switching it up. It'll be different every day. And we'll always have, some sort of fruit or vegetable, a main dish, another side dish, and it's just really great. They do a good job of providing some really authentic Hawaiian food in combination with some more of like the comfort foods. So it's a good balance, I would say. Do kids need to bring a refillable water bottle? Yes, I would definitely recommend that. We will always make sure campers have water, but that is made much easier when they have a refillable water bottle. So definitely send those. Anything else to add on that?
Okay, yes, vegan will, s'mores night will be there, vegan marshmallows. She always misses out at camp. I didn't know there were such, but we'll make sure we'll get that for you. 100%. And glad to know that. So she's not going to miss out. And also, Abby is ahead of me on this one. I totally forgot to do this. The forms that she's mentioning, one of them was and is supposed to have been tell us of any dietary restrictions. So I recall some people have already said so on their initial registration forms, but we're going to add in the form specifically about the dietary restrictions and conditions if your kids have any. This way we can relay this to the chefs at the camp. Yeah.
Then, so do they need to bring towels? Yes. I would recommend maybe 2 beach towels, 1 shower towel, and then what size sheets? I believe it's just a twin size sheet. Should do the trick perfectly. Yeah, definitely don't. I would say no more than 3 towels. That is plenty. But definitely make sure they have some for the week.
Since we're on that, I think we're going to do laundry help the kids do laundry for those that are staying over. We'll be able to do that the weekend that they're staying over. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Everybody good? Bella is the only one of us that Kiana's here, but she's just been standing the whole time. So dropping like flies here. So what we'll do now, hopefully everybody is loaded up with enough information to keep them going for the next couple of days until we get all the remaining paperwork out. And you can always email us at info@alohabeachcamp.com. You can always come back here to this screen, even though it'll be like a blank screen. The chat box will stay up, and you can always leave a message there, and we'll get to that. And you can always text Terry, which is this number that we put at the top, 818-730-2532. And I will put my phone number also, because I don't get enough phone calls or texts. We can always use more of those. So it says Noah Chase because I'm using his account. I'm sorry, but my name is Eric, and that's my phone number. That's my cell phone. Is there an adult that you guys are going to? We talk about it every time. As I always say, the ideas are a dime a dozen, but the execution is 0, basically. So we are hoping to get that done as quickly as we can and most efficiently. Yeah. So real. I mean, it's just honestly. Oh, we should do this. We should do that. We saw a kid sitting on a boogie board yesterday at camp. Like it was in a mini kayak, and I'm like, oh my god, we should turn the boogie boards into like little. We should dig a seat into the boogie board and put a little back to it. Someone else will do that, but at least we thought of it, you know. Okay. All right. So, aloha, folks. Thank you again. And is everyone comfortable? Yeah. So remember. Noah, we'll send Noah's number also later, but for now, that's my number, Eric, 818-919-0833. And then you got it all. Andrew, you're in Vegas. I remember that. Kelsey, I know it. Elise, okay, all these people we're so happy you're with us too. Thank you. Bill, thank you. Candace, thank you. Amber, thank you. And Heidi. Okay, we'll talk to everybody soon. Thank you again, folks. Aloha to you all. Bye-bye.